Hello, hello, hello. My name is Owen and I will be the host of the podcast Keep It Real. Remember the name? Keep It Real. Now my shows will talk about the things that matters in everyday life, having those meaningful conversations, for example, family, friendship or relationship to name a few. This is a 10 series episode, 10 things that plays a role in a man's happiness. And this is episode 1, men needs a strong relationship. Now men, what do you think? Do you think you need a strong relationship to be happy? Please drop a comment and let me know. Now happiness is a complex emotion, and what makes one person happy might not have the same effect on another. However, there are some general themes that tend to contribute to a man's overall sense of well-being and fulfillment. Men, just like everyone else, craves connection and belonging. Having those strong supportive relationships with God, men always put God first in everything that they do. With family, with friends, with mates, with work colleagues, and with your wife. Provide that sense of love, acceptance and purpose. It's about feeling like you have, people who cares about you, and who have your back no matter what. I've read something previously about Steve Harvey where he said, if you provide a man with these 3 things in a relationship, where ladies, please listen, that man will not leave. So it was support, loyalty and intimacy. Ladies, are you providing support, loyalty and intimacy to your husbands? He also backed this up by saying, every man just wants to feel special. And that's what resonates with me. I would agree with that one. And if you think about it, this same principle could be adopted across society regarding men. This might be debatable, but men desire many of the same things that women do in a relationship. They want to feel heard and seen. They want to feel that deep sense of connection, and they want to be able to communicate all these things. Now, all these things that I've just mentioned requires a strong relationship. Do you agree? A lot of men do have a weak side. They might be hurt in the past, which is still raw. This might be down to some form of mistreatment that is still lingering from childhood. It might be a bad or previously toxic relationship. A strong relationship give them that safe space to let their guard down and be playful. It allows them to express themselves and remove those layers that were previously an hindrance. True. For example, let me use consider the issue of infidelity from a man's perspective. A successful marriage often hinges on maintaining a strong emotional and physical, connection between husband and wife. For many men, this bond is deeply tied to how their emotional and relational needs are met within that marriage. In order to prevent affairs and building long-lasting healthy relationships, it's crucial to understand and acknowledge the different needs that men do have, ladies. And I'm just speaking from a man point of view. And by recognizing these differences, and learning how to effectively navigate and address them, couples can strengthen their connections and reduce the likelihood of emotional distancing that can lead to infidelity. If I think of something else, say criticism. Criticism, I'm not saying that as wives you shouldn't, or you shouldn't criticize your husband, because sometimes it does help. But criticism is one of the worst offenders when it comes to destroying a strong relationship. That's true for all of us, even as husbands, criticizing their wives. But it goes right to the core of a man's need for admiration. So the first step is working towards eliminating criticism to maintain that strong relationship. Listen, thanks. I'm gonna stop here, but thanks for listening to today's topic. 10 things that plays a role in a man's happiness. And this is episode 1, Men Need a Strong Relationship. Now episode 2 will be about good health. Men needs good health to be happy. It's important to remember that happiness is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and there will be downs along the way. But by focusing and cultivating a positive outlook, you can increase your chances of living a happy and fulfilling life. I hope this gives you some insight. Remember to subscribe. Thanks for watching again. Goodbye.